Hello again, Gills fans, and welcome back to another episode of Gills in the Blood TV. It is our Monday review, looking back at the weekend and our 2-0 reverse at runaway league leaders Wigan Athletic, by no means a result or a game or a performance in which we disgraced ourselves according to all the reports, but one that we ultimately come up a little bit short in. So let's have a little look at what's been said in Monday's edition of the Medway Messenger in terms of Steve Lovell's reaction to the 2-0 loss. As you can see there from the graphic, Steve Lovell has taken the defeat on the chin, has been pretty honest in his assessment of the fixture and has said that Wigan were the better side. And as you can see from the quote, not a lot's going to change this week in terms of preparation and training and team selection. You want to keep the run going, but we played against a very good side and acquitted ourselves very well, especially second half. We will take the positives into next Saturday. It's one of them. I think sometimes as a fan we get too wrapped up in trying to blame people or look at games in too much detail. Sometimes I think we just have to hold our hands up and say the opposition were better than us for 90 minutes, and I think that's probably a case in point for this Saturday's game. Wigan, if you look at their side, myself and Boz alluded to it in the match preview on Thursday, they've got quality and ability throughout their team. Dan Byrne and Che Dunkley are excellent League One centre halves. They've got Max Power, they've got Sam Morsey, Nick Powell, Nathan Byrne, Gavin Massey, Will Grigg. Obviously they brought in James Vaughan, they brought in Devontae Cole. One of them wasn't even on the bench Saturday, so that's the size of the battle we were up against in terms of quality and squad numbers. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately we didn't start great. We conceded really early, which meant we had to chase the game, and it gave them the impetus to go on, and Nick Powell obviously scored a very good goal just around the half-hour mark, which effectively took the game away from us. But second half, credit to the Gills, they kept going and didn't let it affect them. On another day we might have got something. I see that Tom Eaves is at the post at 1-0. If that goes in, it could have been a different game, but we'll never know. Ifs and buts and maybes and all that. But yeah, we dust ourselves off, we prepare properly this week, and then we go again next Saturday when we host Peterborough. So just one individual I want to have a little talk about, and that's this man coming up on your screen right now. As I am sure pretty much all of you are aware, Tom Eaves, our top scorer, is now just one game away from an automatic 2-match ban, unfortunately, due to accumulation of 9 bookings this season. But Steve Lovell does seem to think that Mr Eaves is being shortchanged with referees and officials, and is being a little bit harshly treated. As you can see from the caption, Steve said he works hard and he has got his goals this year, but he doesn't get much protection from the referees. He's been pulled all over the place, but he doesn't get any free kicks against him. Steve also says Tom gets frustrated, he gets pulled all over the place by centre half and hardly ever gets anything. It is a shame. So yeah, unfortunately he picked up his 9th caution for dissent, reaction to what he perceived to be a foul on himself, I believe. And he is now walking a bit of a tightrope, because I think the cut-off point is quite a way away still. So we may lose Tom for a couple of games, but ultimately that will give someone else a chance to come in and stake their claim, fingers crossed. Little bit more on the back page, Steve spoke about Max Amer and Luke O'Neill had a disagreement on the pitch, but that's it, that's all it was. Max didn't feel Luke was doing his job, Luke held his hands up, and we move on. Yeah, not going to be a long one this morning. Match report inside. Luke Cordell's last couple of lines sum it up. It was the end of Gills' fading hopes, but nobody could argue with the final score. That's alluding to Elliot List's goal that was ruled out for offside, and we'll come on to that in a sec. But the final paragraph, Wigan were a class act, too good on the day for Gillingham and seemingly too good for League One. I don't think any people can disagree with that, to be quite honest. They're going to be playing Championship football next season. Their squad is Championship quality, their facilities are Championship quality, and their budget is Championship quality. And as I've already stated at the beginning of this piece, there is no disgrace in getting beat by a side that should win the division. I think they're now 4 points clear, and they've got 2 games in hand over the likes of Shrewsbury and Blackburn, who are the closest teams to them. So I will say now, I think Wigan will be League One champions come the end of the season. But as I've already spoken about, Elliot List had a goal disallowed. And yeah, feel a little bit for him. He's coming up on your screen now with a little quote. do apologise, there was no quote, that was a fib. The picture does show though the moment of impact for Luke O'Neill's cross, which led to Elliott List heading home, and then it was chalked off because of the linesman's flag. Elliott has spoken in the paper and said he feels that he was, well, the headline is List gutted by offside call. He said, everyone is obviously disappointed. We don't want to lose any game, but I think Wigan showed how good they are and why they are top. We weren't at the standard we wanted to be, but it happened against a great side and we can hold our heads high and move on to the next game. So that's him talking about the game as a whole. But when asked about the goal, he's adamant he thought he was onside. I thought I was on, said 20-year-old List, who had peeled off the defender to head home the right-sided cross. I was pretty certain and I was angry at the time. I wasn't happy, to say the least. It would have been my first goal in league football and it would have helped my confidence. I'll keep going, and when it comes, it comes. It would mean so much to get that first goal, but it will come. List has come close to scoring on several occasions already and won't be stressing over the disallowed goal. He has, to be fair, and all the reports said that he had a pretty decent cameo when he came on. He used his pace to great effect. Obviously had the header disallowed and was involved in another couple of good pieces of attacking play, which is good to see. And obviously with Tom Eaves probably going to get banned in the next few weeks, there's a chance for someone, whether that's Elliott List or whether that's Connor Wilkinson or Reece Murphy, we don't know. But would have done his chances no harm. And the final thing he said is, it's done, I can't affect it now, I haven't watched it back and I'll be really gutted if I am onside. I believed I was, but it is what it is. Yeah, it will come hopefully, Elliott. He's had plenty of chances in games where keepers have pulled off worldies or he's had them cleared off the line. And in fairness to him, he's pretty decent in the air for someone who's not the tallest. So as long as he keeps working hard and plugging away, I'm sure that first league goal will come pretty soon. But yeah, right, let's just have a little bit of a quick roundup of everything that's going on, and when we'll start wrapping this one up. There's not loads to report today in terms of news in brief, but the three things are, one thing that we already mentioned in Thursday's match preview is there a friendly away at Folkestone Invicta tomorrow night, and I think there's going to be quite a few of the first team fringe players getting some minutes. The likes of Naveed Nasseri and Reece Murphy, who didn't travel to Wigan Athletic on Saturday. Obviously two of our newest additions. I would have thought the likes of Ben Nugent and Liam Nash will probably get minutes as well. We may see the likes of Darren Oldacre, Greg Cundall, and hopefully Tom Adler get 90 minutes in goal. So we're not going to attend, unfortunately, this one. But yeah, if you're at a loose end, get down to Folkestone and cheer the boys on. I think the tickets are very reasonably priced. I think it's about £5 for adults. And finally, it was good to see Frank Musa make his league debut for us on Saturday. Steve Lovell has commented he thought he'd done very well when he came on for his 20-minute cameo to replace the captain, Lee Martin. And fingers crossed we can see him on a more regular basis, because as we've already mentioned, I think he could be a very good asset for us if he can get himself up to match speed and full fitness in terms of League One games. I think there's a very good footballer there. But yeah, that's about it for this week. Unfortunately, the unbeaten run did come to an end. I'm not going to be losing too much sleep over it though. It's one of them. They're a very good side, Wigan Athletic, and they will beat, no disrespect to us, plenty of better sides than us this season. As usual, comment below if you want to. If not, reply on Twitter. Comment on Facebook when we pop it on there. And another thank you. I think we have just got over 650 Facebook members today, adding to the 650 plus on YouTube and 200 plus on Instagram. Another big thank you to Charlotte and everyone at Margate on Saturday, who were very helpful and hospitable and allow us to talk to the Gills Lone Star, Aaron Simpson. If you've not watched our match day live from Margate, it is worth a look. It's not too long as well. It won't take up too much of your time. And Aaron spoke really well after the game. But that is all from me today. We will be back on Thursday or Friday, myself and Boz, for another weekly roundup and a match preview of Saturday's game against the Posh. And obviously we'll be at the ground for the game for the match day live. But until next time, up the Gills.